Hello, hello, hello. Today the topic is going to be a difficult one. Let's say like that. It's going to be a topic that I was surprised-ish because what happened, but I couldn't expect less from my country. So for you guys who don't know, I'm a Brazilian, and the thing that happens now, it was uh, attack and an attack for the freedom of speech, basically. So what happened is we're gonna watch a video today. It's gonna be this one. This is gonna be more like a react type of video. I put the subtitles in English so you guys can follow. But I will basically uh yeah, I will basically
Quando eu recebi
explain while the the guy is speaking. But uh, okay, let's start with the beginning. Lowlins is a comedian artist in Brazil, so he basically do comedy shows, stand-up shows. He is a very popular one, and I really like his work. He's focusing on uh, a more dark side comedian. So he basically makes fun of things. He laughs. He makes their people laugh, creating absurds and creating a character. This character is Leo Lins. Is basically his name, but it's still a character. And what happened is he insult, quote unquote, talk about very dangerous things in Brazil. He talk about politics, about not fulfilling his promises. He talk about overweight people. He talk about uh, I think I don't think he talk about the LGBT community, but he talk about like the diseases and talk about uh, people with special necessities, and also always making a joke out of them, creating laugh because there's his job as a comedian. But what happened was this guy was sued a lot of times, and he win most of the times. Sometimes he lost it because the real joke on my country, Brazil, is because they don't know how to take a joke, because they don't know separate uh, reality than the fantasy. And that was exactly what happened. He was judged and sentenced to 8 years in prison and to pay like a million fine, a millionaire fine in reais. That is our currency. But if you go to US, like go to dollar, it's going to be like around $200,000 in a fine because of a joke in a comedy show that was in a theater that was recorded and posted on his YouTube page. He's basically lost, been sentenced to go to the jail for 8 years because of a joke. That is not a joke. That is a real thing that happened in Brazil, and that is a direct attack for the freedom of speech. That's why I'm just gonna play a little bit, and I'm just gonna. This is a very brief summary what happened with Laolins, and that's why I'm gonna let him speak, and then I'm gonna translate and comment if needed.
a notícia da minha prisão, eu passei o dia gravando no SBT, ao lado de grandes amigos.
So SBT is basically a popular open channel that you can have access in Brazil. So he was working with his friends and with his friends on a comedy show as well. It's similar to It's not Saturday Night Live. It's like The Night with Jim Fallow or something like that. I think it's like the same thing because it called The Night uh, with Danilo Gentili. That is the name of the other comedy, his friend.
o que ajudou a deixar o clima um pouco mais leve. Muito já se falou dessa minha condenação, que é liberdade de expressão, a diferença entre uma piada num palco e uma declaração.
And for me, he always say a very powerful and important phrase. This statement is comedy does not have limits. You should never limit comedy because you're attacking the freedom of speech. But the phrase is comedy doesn't have limit. The place have it. So if you're doing a comedy in a comedy show that the people pay you to make the comedy, you don't need to worry about being judged there because there is your space. If the person goes to a comedy show to listen to jokes, they may not like the jokes, but it's still a joke. You should not take into consideration. You should not take that as a statement, a real thing. And that was the first absurd thing on his conviction.
Que leva o humorista a sério, político na palhaçada, que liberdade de expressão não é de opressão, que piada.
And this is another common thing that I was discussing with my friend Arthur, that freedom of expression is not oppression. So it was basically saying that you can you cannot speak whatever you want without having repercussions for what you said. And I have like this huge debate with him because that is basically saying, "Oh, I'm gonna censor you because I don't like what you're saying." But you're free to speak whatever you want, but you cannot speak about this topic. So I was talking to him and trying to show him that if that happens, that's not freedom of speech. That is literally censorship.
Piadas podem ofender, etc. Antes de me pronunciar, eu quis ler toda a sentença da juíza que condenou um humorista, no caso eu, a mais de 8 anos de prisão e uma multa de quase 2 milhões.
So the thing is, in I don't know if in your country you have that thing as well, but you can be sentenced to a thing to go to the jail, but you can appeal and have that sentence to be due on freedom. It's basically house arrest. For him to tell a joke in a stage, he was sentenced to prison with no bail and no house arrest. Go to the literal jail for a joke and to pay 2 million reais. That is $500,000? No, more. Less. $300,000 or something like that. But it's still an absurd amount of money for Brazilians. Like the average Brazilian will never be able to pay that.
Esse vídeo não é de piada. Eu estou em casa com meus gatos. Aqui é a pessoa Leonardo de Lima Borges Lins e não o comediante Léo Lins, uma persona cômica.
And that is the other thing. I'm just gonna let it play it because it's gonna come up later on that video. But you, the the judge who sentenced this guy to this thing didn't understand the difference between a character, a comedian, and a real person.
Criada ao longo de anos, que faz piadas ácidas, críticas e que sabe que nem todas as piadas são para todas as pessoas. Talvez nem todos saibam, mas o humorista num palco interpreta um personagem, uma pessoa.
And why he's saying that is because what judge rule. The judge basically he's gonna. Oh, I'm thinking too much stops because I don't think you guys know the context behind what happened to this guy. But it's a thing so bad that I could not let that thing slide. That's why it's new that I'm basically covering. I know that this video is like 1 week old, but for me that's new, and that's why I don't wanna. I want to post it. I even gonna post that I think tomorrow, or next week, because I just want the world to be more spread to a broader audience for the international community of comedians know about this episode that happened in my country.
Persona cômica. Na construção do texto, nós utilizamos figuras de linguagem, hipérbole, metáfora, ironia, numa licença estética e, portanto, uma análise literal desse texto não se aplica na estrutura do cômico. Isso não é uma opinião minha, isso é um dos conceitos de humor, segundo o autor Simon Critickley, um autor com diversas obras a respeito da comédia e um nome respeitado na área nos Estados Unidos e no mundo. Por que eu estou citando isso? Porque é de se esperar que uma sentença pesada como essa tenha um embasamento teórico igualmente profundo. Sabe qual foi um dos embasamentos teóricos da juíza que me condenou a mais de 8 anos de cadeia? A Wikipedia.
Yes, the judge used Wikipedia to rule his sentence. Do you know how crazy it is? That is shows how incompetent the judgment system in Brazil is. A person became a judge to use Wikipedia as a reference.
E isso não é uma piada. Você imagine um inocente acusado de homicídio, a juíza fala, você matou? Ele diz, não. Ela vai na Wikipedia, pessoas podem mentir? Sim, sabia, condenado. Isso mesmo, a Wikipedia tendo um aviso. Não é fonte primária de informação, não substitui uma pesquisa acadêmica, assim como no meu show, também tem avisos.
But that is a bad thing about judges. I don't agree with judges because I usually don't agree with judges because technically speaking, they should judge using the penal code and using the laws. But in the end, he is the one who rules and literally judge with that knowledge. So if the judge just look at you and say, I don't like you, he could technically speaking not convicted you, but he could make your life harder, almost impossible to defend yourself. And it's like this case. The guy literally did kind of joke. The judge looked on the Wikipedia for sources how to punish the guy just because he attacked the left. Because it's not just the left, he makes jokes with everybody. But he makes jokes about the people that shouldn't have been joking of. People with paralysis, people with disease. And in the end, the judge didn't like that and decided on that stupid rule.
Show de humor, apresentação de stand-up comedy, obra teatral, ficção. Você está entrando em um teatro, está em um canal do humorista Léo Lins. Mas parece que as pessoas perderam a capacidade de interpretar o óbvio.
And that is the other thing. With my discussion with my friend, we both don't know anything about laws in Brazil and how the judge rules. But he was saying basically that the judges write, the judges read the joke. That was why his insight in the beginning was important because the judge reads the joke out loud. But if you don't perform a joke, of course the joke could be misinterpreted because the timings and the composition and what is come after and before that isolate phrases don't does not represent the joke itself, represent the moment. So you cannot take a book and uh random thing. You cannot take the Bible and took a phrase saying you should kill your first son and just say, "Oh, the Bible said that you should kill your son." I don't know if the Bible says that, but it was an example. You should not take a passage, a fragment of an piece, an art piece, or a literally piece, and take that as a true statement. That is insane. That is literally common sense.
Estamos vivendo uma das maiores epidemias dos últimos tempos, a da cegueira racional. Os julgamentos são feitos puramente baseados em emoção e ninguém quer mais ouvir o próximo. Quer não...
And that is the other thing that I was critiquing about the judge, because in the end the judge could overrule and say, "Oh no, I really like that guy. I don't see anything. You can continue." But they could have picked another judge, and the judge say, "Oh no, I think that what he did was a crime against humanity, and he should be locked it up." And those things are completely different results for a thing that should have been ruled. Is illogic. That is what I'm trying to say. A thing that is not based on logic, is based on emotion, cannot be replicated. Replicated. That's why I don't like it when you're not basing your arguments in facts and in logic, because you don't have anything. You just have your feeling. You just have, "Oh, why do you think that?" "Oh, because I don't like the feeling." "Oh, because that makes me feel weird." I hate that. That shouldn't destroy a life of a very good comedian, a very awarded comedian, just because a judge feel liked it. It doesn't have any arguments for it.
no máximo, convencê-lo da sua própria verdade. Isso pode trazer consequência para qualquer pessoa, mas no caso de um juiz, de uma juíza, pode trazer consequências gravíssimas. Eu vou citar alguns trechos da minha sentença e eu deixo para que vocês façam o julgamento por si só. Em um certo momento, a juíza fala: apesar de haver texto, edição, cenário, figurino e estar em um palco, parece-nos não se tratar de um personagem, e sim da pessoa a proferir discursos.
So the whole problem with that is basically the judge decided to ignore everything that composes an art piece, everything that composes a show, a, a, a theater play, a movie. She decided to ignore it. She literally said, "I know that you're in a costume. I know that you're have a script. I know that that's the show. I know that this is in a theater. I know that this is an art piece. Yeah, I don't care. What you're saying in your art piece is what you really think, and that's wrong. So that's why I'm going to put you in a jail for 8 years and pay like 2 million reais as a fine."
Eu te mostro a cabeça de um jacaré, o corpo de um jacaré, o rabo de um jacaré, e eu pergunto: que animal é esse? E você responde: é um camelo.
So that is a good analogy, because if you're literally, that is the thing, the judge literally said those things. So if I show you every single piece logically that you should take. What is this animal? If I show you, if I show you a cat head, a cat body, and a cat tail, what is this animal? It's not a fucking dog. It's a cat. Oh, but dogs and cats are similar. Yes, but it's not the same. It is. This is the main thing. This is the main problem. He made a joke out of it, saying that if I show you all the parts of an alligator, what is it? It's a fucking alligator, of course. But no, for the judge, is what the judge wants, and that is the problem with the judicial system. It's not more about what is right or wrong. It's what about I want it or don't. That is a huge problem.
Aí não adianta mais argumentar. Não importa o que eu fale ou o que eu mostre, você já decidiu antes de olhar. Em um outro trecho, ela fala: e por mais que tenha acontecido em um teatro, ao ir para o YouTube, saiu do teatro. Então, a partir de agora, se eu assistir um filme de romance, eu posso processar os atores do filme por atentado ao pudor, porque a cena romântica entre o casal não aconteceu mais no estúdio do cinema, e sim aqui na sala da minha casa.
He could have gone he could have gone so much harder on that point. For example, if someone kills somebody in a movie and now the movie is at my place, that means that somebody kills someone in the real life? Of course not. But for the judge rule, it is the yes. So what the thing is, by doing that, the judge creates a predecessor. Now, other people can be condemned because of this rule, using this rule as an example and just citing, say, oh, rule so and so such ruled that thing in our favor. So I'm gonna use it to stop more and more works of art that doesn't align with our principles. So you basically destroying the freedom of speech of so many artists because you don't agree with their point of view, because they're saying things that hurting you as a person. So if the judge didn't like the shows from Leolins and feel attacked as a person, that should not influence how she judges. She judges she should judge based on the law, not based on a fucking opinion.
Isso é de uma limitação cognitiva grave e preocupante. E em outra passagem ela fala: mesmo que fosse um personagem, ainda assim há crime. Aí
And that is the thing that I was telling before. So characters can commit crimes on series, on movies, on plays. So now you can stop every single person and say you committed a crime because I saw it in a movie, in a play. What the fuck are you thinking of? How can you ever think that was a good call? How can you perform, create a fictional scenario and consider that a real crime? That's so absurd.
acabou. Porque se um personagem pode cometer um crime, agora dá para prender a atriz que faz a vilã da novela, o ator que faz o vilão no filme, numa série. Eu espero que os humoristas, que a classe artística, que as pessoas em geral entendam a gravidade de uma sentença como essa. Eu sei que muitos estão indignados com a minha condenação, alguns estão felizes, porque é isso que virou a nossa sociedade. Um coliseu romano onde cada grupo vibra quando um suposto adversário muitas vezes nem é, cai ou é empurrado aos leões. E enquanto a plebe se mata, os imperadores assistem do camarote, invioláveis e intocáveis. Para que rumo está indo a nossa sociedade?
That is another thing, because a couple of months before that judge ruled that thing, the government was passing through a huge scheme of literally stealing old people income. They were basically using the old people money to s- literally steal it. They took it and they didn't pay the money that we receive when you're stop working. I forgot the name. Um, like pension. They're stealing. They're literally stealing the pension plan for the elderly. And they after that news, everybody stopped talking about that thing. That thing has no consequences. The people who stole that money is still in power. Is still did not respond for nothing. They steal millions and millions and millions of dollars and didn't happen anything to them.
Os valores estão sendo invertidos, um olhar vira um estupro, uma piada, um discurso de ódio, e a corrupção vira o padrão.
And again, in nowadays, the society is having their values. Oh, the uh YouTube subtitles is really good. Is was basically one to one what the guy was saying. And the thing is, our values as a society are changing. We are making common things that shouldn't have not been. Like you said, oh, you look too long to a girl. Now you rape the girl? Of course not. Oh, you're making a joke, a crime. Where's your freedom of speech? You're making a hate speech. If you're censoring, the freedom of speech is not to protect what you like to hear, it's to protect what you don't. That is the whole point of freedom of speech. And in Brazil, again, corruption becomes a norm. Um, Corruption, theft, and bad character is almost synonymous as political. If you're working in a in a political spectrum on Brazil as a politician, if you work as a politician in Brazil, you're basically 90% of the time you're gonna steal something, or you're gonna make something illegal, or you're gonna take advantage of something. That's absurd.
A gente acostumou tanto com desvios de caráter que, quando estamos diante de uma virtude, ela vira digna de elogio. Não, esse prefeito é muito bom, esse aí nunca roubou, nunca se envolveu em corrupção.
Yes, and that is another literally thing that happens in Brazil. Everyone on the street was saying, "Oh, why you're voting on that guy? Do you like his ideas? Do you like his standards?" Oh no, I'm voting in him because he never stole any money from the community. Or I'm voting on that guy because he said that he gonna make things not worse of being there. A comedian becomes a deputy on a, a state because he said, "Oh, worse than this, it would never become." Yes, it will become because you're a damn politician that is a guy who doesn't know anything about politics.
Mas, mas isso era para ser a regra, não a exceção. Como é que a gente chegou aqui? Em parte, eu te digo, vestindo os vícios com um manto da moralidade. usam esse manto há tanto tempo que às vezes nem percebem o erro. Durante o meu julgamento, certo momento, o promotor de justiça me pergunta: você já parou para considerar que essas pessoas que estão aqui falando a seu favor, negros, gays, pessoas com deficiência, já parou para pensar que eles podem ser uma minoria dentro da minoria? E aí eu respondi: mas o objetivo desse processo não é justamente o respeito às minorias?
And that is the other thing that for me doesn't make sense on this reality. Uh, Nowadays on this society, nowadays everyone was saying, "Oh, you need to protect the minority. You need to help the poor guy who doesn't have anything, the poor black guy, the poor trans black woman that doesn't know anything, that doesn't have anything." And in the end, you're basically excluding them from the society, turning them as a thing that should not be touched, that is above, for example, a white male guy. That is absurd. We should have been, every single person should be the same. Every single person should have the same status and the same privileges and the same rights. You're not supposed to give more rights because a person has a different skin color or have a different ancestry or is a woman or is trans. That doesn't make sense. Oh, but they are attacking the society. Yes, but in other societies they are attacked as well. Yeah, but the other societies makes other rules. But it's still, you're not bridging the gap. You're not filling the gap if you continue to separate our race. Not just color race, but like separate men's than women's, separate whites than blacks, separate trans than cisgenders. Separating does not make society stronger. Makes society more manipulated. You can manipulate more easily because we as a population are divided. So you can easily cater or easily appeal to different demographics and win over them and convince them that you're right when in overall you're wrong. But since you're defending the minorities, you are the wrong person. uh, since you're defending the minorities, you're the right person, and the person who's attacking the minorities is the wrong person. But the thing is, what's happened if the minority becomes the majority? Nobody wants to talk about that. Nobody wants to talk about racism against white. Nobody wants to talk about the trans women's that is basically stealing women's medals and stealing women's positions. Nobody wants to talk about the ugly side of the virtue. Nobody wants to talk about how that is unsustainable in the society. Nobody wants to talk about the quotas that you need to fill in your company so you can receive more money from the government or to be uh, more inclus it creates more inclusivity on your companies. That doesn't make any sense. Instead of just trying to make harmony, they are disrupting the environment.
Você está me dizendo então que essa minoria é tão pequena que não merece respeito? Em que momento a nossa régua moral e jurídica passou a ser baseada em um número do IBGE? Isso, se é que era uma minoria. Pelo menos no meu julgamento, haviam mais minorias do meu lado do que contra, porque não levaram nenhuma. E mesmo assim, em nome da defesa das minorias.
That's another absurd. How the the attacking side, the promoter, doesn't have any testimonies, and the guy who's defending has testimonies in his favor. And in the end, the judge ruled saying all of the people who stand with you, agreeing with you, are wrong. I'm the one who's representing the true minorities. I'm gonna judge you guilty.
minorias,
This
a
doesn't make
juíza
sense.
ignora a opinião dessas minorias e determina que piada incentiva o crime, o ódio e o preconceito. Provavelmente, então, essas pessoas envolvidas no desvio de bilhões do INSS, coitados, às vezes
So this ENSS is basically the pension from is a governmental pension for the population.
eles só ouviram muitas piadas de idoso ou piadas de corrupção e aí estavam rindo, quando viram, roubaram. A culpa não é deles, a culpa é do riso. Aliás, criticam também pessoas que riem de determinadas piadas. Como é que pode rir disso? Olha, diferentes pessoas têm diferentes sensos de humor. Mas não, como é que tá rindo? Por que tá rindo? Quando a gente ri, nós liberamos endorfina, dopamina, neurotransmissores que fazem você se sentir bem. Eu não vejo problema nisso. Eu acho mais problemático quando, ao ouvir uma piada, a pessoa, ao invés de rir, reage com ódio. Como fizeram na França, ao invadir o prédio dos cartunistas e metralharam todos. Como fizeram no Afeganistão, onde sequestraram e executaram um comediante por causa de piada. Ou até em violências menores, como no caso do Will Smith, que deu um tapa na cara do comediante Chris Rock. Situação semelhante eu vivi aqui em São Paulo, parado na rua, tomei um soco na cabeça pelas costas.
That is the other thing. The people don't know how to separate things. If you don't like the comedy that was made, just don't laugh. Don't support. But don't try to do a cancel culture. Don't try to put the guy in jail just because he made another people laugh with a thing that you don't like. Laugh out of the bad omen of the other people, of the bad luck of the other people, of the another race, another gender, the weight. Again, if the joke is not for you, fine, but don't try to censor just because you don't like it.
Tem vários exemplos de agressão de pessoas que se irritam com a piada, mas não que riem com a piada. E ainda assim invertem essa lógica para fazer parecer que as pessoas que riem de determinadas piadas têm grande chance de cometer atos de ódio e de preconceito. Eu não vou ser hipócrita. Você pode falar, pô, mas então você quer afirmar que jamais alguém pode ouvir uma piada e ter uma atitude de agressão física ou psicológica? Eu não tenho como afirmar, mas se a pessoa fizer isso, que ela responda pelo crime que ela cometeu. Eu não posso jogar Street Fighter, agredir alguém e colocar a culpa no japonês que fez o jogo.
And that is the other thing. I know that is a crime in Brazil to incentivize crime. Like basically, if you said good things about crime, like organized crime, like oh, it's really good to have guns and shoot people because it makes me feel good. That is technically a crime. But that is the goes back to a point that I don't agree. The injuria crime is basically a crime when you're talking shit about other person. You're not lying to them. You're basically making fun of them. It's basically a crime in Brazil. Basically, you're attacking their morale or something. You're not saying illegal things. You're not saying, "Oh, you are a murderer." For example, you're not false testifying against them. You're just if a person is fat, you're just saying you're too fat that looks like you drink the ocean or something like that. I don't understand how you can convince people with another people's emotion. How can a judge rule saying, "Oh, you attack that feeling of that person, the person feeling bad because of the thing that you said. Now you need to pay money for it." For me, that's ridiculous because now I can feel bad about anything. And if I get a good judge that is in my favor, I'm probably gonna get money out of people that is trying that's not trying to offend me with anything. I'm tall and ginger. Someone's gonna walk to me and say, "Oh, you look like a carrot," and I say, "Okay, I'm gonna sue you because you defamate me. You're saying that I look like a carrot, and then I really don't like it. You hurt my feelings." And if I get a good judge, they can say, "Oh yeah, pay him $100,000 because you hurt him emotionally." What is the standards? How can you prove that I was emotionally damaged? That is not possible. That is for me the reason why you cannot do that. Because if you cannot demonstrate with logic, if you not cannot demonstrate harm, you don't have any proofs.
Fazer isso e proibir o jogo vai impedir milhões de pessoas de se divertirem por causa de um idiota. E é isso que nós estamos fazendo, nivelando a sociedade pelo idiota. Concordar com sentenças como essa é assinar um atestado que nós somos adultos infantiloides sem a menor capacidade de discernir o que é bom ou ruim para nós e precisamos de um Estado falando do que você pode rir, o que você pode ouvir, o que você vai poder comer, o que você pode falar e até um dia o que você pode pensar. Por isso, eu agradeço muito a todos vocês que estão me apoiando. Agradeço aos colegas, familiares,
I'm
aos
supporting.
humoristas,
I'm
juristas, jornalistas.
I'm doing this video more to support his cause, more to show the absurd, the crazy thing that happened in Brazil than anything else. I'm here to probably this video is gonna take like nobody's gonna watch that this video, even because it's a big one and it's a topic that is not important in the states. It's a topic that international speakers really don't care about, but is important to me. And I'm just doing that to show how absurd that thing happened.
Eu recebi milhões, milhares de mensagens. Confesso que foi acima da minha expectativa as pessoas que estão se posicionando a meu favor. E claro a vocês, as milhões de pessoas que acompanham o meu trabalho. Eu sempre falo que vocês são muito importantes para mim e me dão força para continuar seguindo em frente. Muitas das vezes recebo mensagens que se tornam até mais pessoais, de pessoas falando que minhas piadas ajudaram a superar uma depressão, a perda de um ente querido, a superar uma enfermidade, como no caso de um rapaz que entrou em contato se voluntariando para depor a meu favor, porque ele disse que eu ajudei a salvar a vida dele e tatuou o símbolo do meu show em um corte que ele tem no pulso. Ainda bem que eu não estava preso, proibido de contar piadas nessa época. Eu agradeço muito. Mensagens como essa são muito gratificantes. Como eu sempre falo, a melhor piada do mundo sem alguém para rir não tem graça. A comédia é feita para o próximo. Por isso eu espero retribuir tudo isso em risadas. Eu tenho fé que no fim vai dar tudo certo, até porque se rir virou crime, o silêncio virou regra.
And that's again a very good way to show how uh, how wrong and how different things should have become in my country. How absurd it is. A comedian got 8 years in jail, have to pay a millionaire fine. That is why I'm here to talk with you guys. Ask to support him. Ask to send him love. Ask to, if you're 100% sure that that's not going to happen, but if you're in the position to make a change, make it happen, or at least try to talk with the people that you like, the people that are close to you, and try to change their view, as I did with my friend, as I tried to did with my friend. I still didn't got there yet, but I'm trying my best. Try to show how absurd is this rule and how this could never go on. How this should never happen again. How he's unfair and unreasonable a thing to happen. And again, thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, please leave me down below. If you have any other video that you want me to react and want me to talk about it, you can link it in the comments below as well. And I see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching.